and welcome to my channel, Watermelon Living. So today I'm going to be talking to you about my decision about doing laser hair removal. I've been using the European Wax Center. We were thinking about, okay, well, eventually I would like to do laser hair removal, so what we wanted to do was just go into Ideal Image for a consultation, just kind of to see what areas I'm able to do, also kind of what it all entailed. So then just gathering information and kind of deciding whether or not that was the route that I wanted to go in. I did hear that it was kind of pricey, so that's something that I'm also wanting to cover with you all is what areas I'm getting done, the price of it, just information that my husband and I gathered just to determine whether or not I wanted to go that route. The reason why I decided to do laser hair removal was because it's also expensive to do waxing, every month, every year, especially for the bikini area. Stuff like that isn't cheap. If you do the bikini area, eyebrows, arms, upper lip, if you even decide to do your legs. I know some people will do like their arms or upper lip and eyebrows like every 2 months or every month or so, or they'll get certain packages so that they can go ahead and kind of get a deal from it. And so that's kind of what my husband and I, we were talking about, okay, how is this going to pay off in the long run? So in the end, even though it's expensive up front, it ends up being cheaper in the long run because you only have to do a certain amount of sessions, and then hair just stops growing, and so you no longer have to go get waxes or shave, and then you may have to go in for a few touch-ups. So we decided, Ideal Image, we've heard, it's one of the larger names out there. And so my husband, we went onto YouTube to try and gather more information about people's experiences and, the big question, how bad does it hurt? So we went in 2 days ago to go, I wanted to do the bikini area and my underarms. We just wanted to start off there, and they had the special buy one, get one free. And so, of course, they said, you buy the more expensive of the two, you get the cheapest one free. So we went, we had my consultation, we went in, the place looked really nice. Workers there were very professional, it was very clean, and we went in with the consultant, and we also saw the registered nurse, who was basically able to say whether or not I'd be able to do laser hair removal on the bikini area of my underarms. Like, what she had to do was assess the color of the hair, the thickness, and also skin, my skin tone, make sure that the color of the hair wasn't as close to my skin tone. So I had also even asked her about my legs, just to go ahead and look at it. And basically what I learned is that even though some people may be able to get certain areas, have their hair removed, some areas you just can't because your hair is too fine or it's blonde-ish, even though you may not think that you have some blonde in there or some red. Normally the darker the hair color, the better the results, and also the coarser, the better the results. So those were the two areas that she said, that I wanted to get done. She said it was good, and I also eventually like to get my legs done. And she said, that there is some potential there. The results from my legs may not be as good as underarms and my bikini area. So it was very quick. One thing I forgot to mention was whenever I got there, they made me fill out my medical history. It's just something to kind of keep in mind is the prescriptions you've been using, topical type of prescriptions that you might, if you're thinking about doing it, you might want to start jotting down. And whenever you do go to your consultation, you at least have an idea, okay, these are the things that I've been, using. They even asked me as to what kind of facial cleansers, lotions, toners, what kind I used in case I ever wanted to do, say, any, facial, and even on my body lotion, what kind I used. So, so I went in and I saw the nurse. She assessed the area. She said everything was good, and then from there we went to the consultant's office, and we spoke about the prices. So the way that they have three options. You can pay up front the whole thing. You can do half, which is doing your first consultation. You're able to pay half of it, and then at your second consultation you'll pay in the other half. So with those, you might think, oh my goodness, you have to get the money really quickly if you go with that option, but you have to keep in mind that that the sessions are 8 weeks apart. So you have 8 weeks if you decide to go that route to get the other half of the money. The third option is financing. They do offer financing there, and they also have the amount as to how much you'd be paying monthly if that's the route you go. Price wise, I would say expect for any area to be over $1,000. And it can just go up from there depending on how many areas you do, and also for that particular area. So while we were looking at the contract, you also have a video conference with a nurse over there in Florida, which is where their headquarters is. And so through webcam, she ended up calling and then going through the medical history that I had filled out when I first got there. And she asked me questions regarding the stuff that I put on there, and it's up to her to clear me for, or him, to clear me for the laser hair removal. Things that she said for sun exposure are limit the sun exposure as much as possible, because they want you as light as possible, like with spray tans, things like that, especially with the summer coming up. You want to stay out of the sun as much as possible once you're going through the treatment. If you are going to go out, try and keep it covered or put sunscreen on it. I think it's SPF 45. Can't really remember. Also, they don't want any tweezing, any waxing in between your sessions. You are able to shave prior to, because what the laser is going to do is going to go and cut off basically the blood supply to the hair follicle, which will then prevent it from growing, because the blood supply to the hair follicle is what stimulates your hair growth. And from there, we went ahead and signed the contract. And for ladies out there, if you are considering getting pregnant, or you do get pregnant in between your sessions, they end up holding your contract. So the way that they explained it to me was, I have 5 sessions and then 4 touch-up sessions. And the 5 sessions I have to use within the year. So if it's 2 months apart for each session, then it ends up being 10 months. As long as I do the sessions the way that they recommend, I should be able to use them within the year. And then the touch-up sessions are, I think, a year from when you start those.
Watch my video to find out how my first session went. Don't forget to subscribe to Watermelon Living down below. See you all there.